We've landed in London. We have a 2-hour layover and we're just grinding some games.
All right, we are here with Caleb. We're about to ask him some questions so that the people who are following along on YouTube can learn some fun new facts about Caleb. Caleb, what is your favorite movie and why?
Probably the Lord of the Rings.
Hell yeah. Is it ready?
Yeah, it's good.
We've landed in Stockholm. We've decided to go get something to eat before we all fall asleep. I think I'm closer than everybody else is to falling asleep. I could go to sleep now. We're gonna go get some brats at the Hairy Pig.
And some Swedish meatballs.
Some Swedish meatballs.
They just call them meatballs here.
They're just meatballs here. I put your berries on your plate. You bet, Tom.
Those meatballs look good.
You're cutting it in half, you know, a meatball's one bite.
Apparently this is the way you're supposed to eat meatballs.
One bite, everybody knows the rules.
8-4.
What's up, guys? We are here in Stockholm right now. It is Friday, the day before the tournament, so we're checking the sites out. Right here is the Vasa Museum, which is a museum with one of the oldest well-preserved warships in Europe. It is called the Vasa, and it was built in 1628. They fully recovered it after its maiden voyage where it crashed, and so we're gonna go check it out.
This is the warship Vasa. It sank in 1628 on its maiden voyage and was brought into this museum 333 years later. 98% of the ship is original, which is crazy that it was down there for almost 400 years and most of it is the original. We haven't found out yet in the museum how they got it out of the ocean, but that's one thing that all of us are trying to figure out is how they got this thing from the ocean floor to here. But yeah, this is very cool.
So we learned why the ship sunk. Turns out they put the gun holes way too low and the water just got in.
We are here on the top floor of the Vasa Museum, and after walking around and looking at some of the exhibits, found out that the ship sunk because the ship was built a little bit incorrectly. It had the gun ports too close to the seawater, and so when it turned, it took on too much water and didn't have enough ballast, as the ship wasn't wide enough. And so when they turned, it took on too much water. They turned back the other way, and then the ship sunk, and it was sunk just like right off the island.
We are in Stockholm, Sweden for the Stockholm Regional Championships. Seems like it's a good idea that we got here on Thursday. There was a pretty big fire in London Heathrow yesterday. If we were planning on getting here today, we would have turned around right over the Atlantic Ocean. So it's a good thing that we got here Thursday. I think we're all pretty much adjusted for sleep schedule purposes. So looking forward to a good day tomorrow. 4 day 2's coming in. Round 1 has not begun yet, but Tom and I are both playing Lugia. Max is playing Goldango. Caleb is running it back with Dragapult. Max had a tough time with Lugia in Vancouver, so we couldn't talk him into joining us this time. So we switched over to Dango. I'm actually playing the same 60 from Vancouver. Tom ended up changing a couple cards, but we're pretty close. The changes aren't drastic, but they will definitely make the deck play quite a bit differently. So it'll be interesting to compare how we're doing throughout the day.
We're here at the Stockholm Regional Championships right before round 1, getting ready to play. Hope we do well.
Max here. It is currently just after round 2 at the Stockholm Regional Championships. I am 2-0 with Goldango. I am making it rain all over Lugia right now, so we're going to keep it going. Caleb, over to you.
Yeah, I'm 101. I tied in our Chaladon round 1. Kind of a weird game 1 where I was kind of slow and I probably overbenched Duskulls. Then game 2 I was just kind of able to run him off the board, and then we didn't have time for game 3. Game 2 I played against Regidrago. Quick, pretty easy 2-0 for me. Regidrago just doesn't deal that well with Badu, so I was able to slow him down in the early game, then pick off all of his 2 prizers with Dragapult in 6 prize turns. So feeling pretty good so far.
I'm unfortunately 0-2. In rounds 1 and 2, I had a game where I just opened a Lugia hand where you just don't play the game at all. This game 3 of round 2, I opened Cinccino, 2 Lugia V-Stars, and 2 Archeops. and I opened my iron hands. So that was a completely unplayable hand. I attached pass, and my opponent donked me. It was very unfortunate.
And I am 2-0 as well, along with Max. I hit a Goldango round 1. Goldango's a pretty good matchup for me. I'm playing Lugia today, but I have the Radiant Charizard in there as well as a 2-2 Cinccino line, so that makes that matchup pretty good. Then I hit the Lugia mirror in round 2, and I just ended up being the Lugia player who drew better that game, so thank God for that, because that mirror is a pain. But 2-0 on the day, trying to fly high, hoping to make the best of it.
So I am 6-1 here in Stockholm at the Stockholm Regional Championships today. Playing Lugia, hit another Lugia mirror last round and was able to win. They drew pretty poorly, so that was nice for me. One more round today, hoping to go 7-1. That means I would only need to win 2 of the 3 Swiss rounds tomorrow to make top 8. So in a pretty good spot.
This is Max checking back in. I am currently 4-1 at the Stockholm Regional Championships. I just need 2 more wins, or 1 win and 1 tie, to make it day 2. It's going pretty well. Beat a couple Dragapults, and yeah, things are going great.
This is Caleb, Stockholm Regional Championships. I'm currently 2-2, so I need to either win. I need to win the rest of my rounds to make day 2. Tie or a loss puts me out of contention. Had some rough games against Sarah Ledge where I just wasn't able to find a piece to win a game in game 1, and then game 3 we started with 10 minutes left and my opponent mulliganed 5 times, so we just ran out of time, and then I lost one to Guardy, which probably isn't a great matchup, but would have liked to have won that one. Otherwise, yeah, hoping to win out and make day 2 here.
And Cody here. I had the worst start to any major event I've ever had here at Stockholm. I started out 0-4. I lost game 3 4 straight times. It's just an unfortunate day. I'm completely out of contention. At this point, I'm just meeting new people here at Stockholm Regionals.
All right, and I am 4-1 here at Stockholm, playing Lugia. Lost to a Snorlax, which is really supposed to be a good matchup. Game 1 just went super long, and I drew terribly, but I knew it was a good matchup, and I knew that if you kind of scoop game 1 against Snorlax, you're kind of conceding that the round will be a tie, because they're going to play game 2 fully out, because it's a bad matchup for them, and then you're just never going to finish. So I didn't want to scoop game 1, but maybe should have just scooped it really quickly and tried to win a quick game 2 and 3. So lost to a Snorlax, but beat 2 Goldangos, a Lugia Mirror, and then a Pidgeot Control. So 4-1 on the day, just need 2 more wins out of the next 3 rounds to make day 2. Hoping to go full 3-0, start the day tomorrow 7-1. But yeah, hoping for the best. So stay tuned for the rest of the event.
Cody back again. We are all done with Stockholm Regionals, day 1. After starting out 0-4, I ran it back to go 4-4. Still not a finish I'm excited about. It's my worst finish so far this season. It's my first event ever starting 0-4. I met some cool people from Ireland though. I beat a matchup that should be an auto loss for me. I was able to deck him out in game 2, which is pretty cool. Overall, fun event. Did not go my way, but they can all go your way.
We're here at the end of day 1 in Stockholm. I ended up 4-2-2. Unfortunately, couldn't finish the run back from 1-1-2. But last set was pretty unfortunate. I hit Cloth. I went first in game 1, but I essentially got donked because I just went attach pass. And then in game 2, I prized 3 energy, so I just never drew them. So I was just really far behind on everything. So a little unfortunate. Felt kind of out of my control in that set, but hoping to do better in Atlanta. So see you then.
I have finished the day. I went from 4-1 to 4-3-1. Unfortunately, I hit some Roaring Moons. They got me with their Calamitous Storms. And I guess sometimes when you make it rain, it pours. On to Atlanta.
Well, I ended up 7-1 here in Stockholm, so I made it into day 2. 3 more rounds tomorrow. Got to win 2 of them to make top 8, which would be super sick. So just hoping to keep things flying high with Lugia. I hit some pretty good matchups today, hit 2 Goldangos, played the Radzard for that matchup, and it pulled me through. Hit 2 Lugia Mirrors where I just was able to draw better than my opponents. Hit a control matchup, which was good for me. Hit a Charizard matchup, which was also very good for me. So very happy with my matchups today. Hopefully they continue to be good tomorrow and we can get that first top 8.
All right, guys, it is day 2 at the Stockholm Regional Championships. Tom is playing in day 2 right now. I am playing in the League Cup along with Caleb and Cody. And round 1, here's my opponent. It is round 2 of day 2 here. Tom is playing against Dragapult EX. We're in game 2 here. We're not totally sure if Tom won or lost, but we'll see how it's going. It looks like game 2 is going pretty well for him.
What's going on, guys? Here in Stockholm in day 2. Day 2 Swiss actually just finished for me, and it's an absolutely sick day. Ended the day 2-0-1, so that brings my record to 9-1-1, guaranteed into top cut. Should be the number 2 seed in top cut, so should be safe from any asymmetrical cut stuff. Yeah, so first top 8 for me, super excited. And the top 8's actually shaping up to be pretty good for Lugia, I think. I know there's a Cloth, there's a few controls, maybe some Gardevoirs and Dragapults. Gardevoir's probably the most questionable matchup of all of those, so looking really good for me today. Just finished top 8 here in Stockholm playing Lugia. Unfortunately lost in top 8 to Control, which should be a good matchup. It's Pidgeot Control, normally a good matchup. I didn't draw super well. I actually got turn 2 double chop every game without playing like research. But because I wasn't researching through my deck, I wasn't drawing into my boss's orders, so I had to Luminion for them every time, which just doesn't feel good. You really have to play like a lot of boss's orders in that matchup. He targeted down my Archeops really well with his Ursaluna while using like Jacquemo to make me 1 energy short on my Cinchinos to like knock out the Ursaluna in return. So really well played by him. Unfortunate that we couldn't get into top 4 or the finals, but really happy with that first top 8 and most likely locking up the Worlds invite this season. Thanks for watching along with the vlog here in Stockholm, and we'll check you guys out next time.
I'm here with Cody from Krakenhits. Cody, and I'll be interviewing him. All right, Cody, what do you think the most interesting thing about yourself is?
The most interesting thing about me is that I feel like I'm full of surprises. The other day, Sam was driving us to the airport, and I feel like Sam learned 3 new fun facts about me. I just keep people on their toes.
What's your favorite TV show or like online series?
Oh man. All time, I would say, unfortunately, Game of Thrones, even though it ended in the most disastrous way possible. I wish they just delayed it for like, I don't know, 2 years, 10 years, made it end in a less depressing way. But despite that, I do still think it's overall my favorite series.
Why did you start playing the Pokemon TCG?
I actually started playing Pokemon when I was enlisted. I was able to get promotion points by volunteering at a local store. So I started volunteering to judge, and then I was like, you know what, this game's actually pretty fun. And then I just started playing, and now I'm still playing today, and I'm not even enlisted anymore.
What do you think the best deck you ever played to a tournament was in terms of like meta call?
In terms of meta call, I would say Buzzwole Garbodor to NAIC 2018. I was on a very sick streak, and I ended up losing to Stefan in day 1, who went on to win overall. And then in day 2, I lost a game to Adam Hawkinson, who went on to get top 8. If I had talked Adam into IDing, I would have been able to ID and then try to win my last round, and I would have been in top 8 also. That event, I was paired next to Tord every round in day 2, and I just wanted to play Tord because this was when Tord was on his like streak of winning everything that he played in, and I thought it would have been a cool thing to do to see if I could have beaten him. I think the matchup would have been pretty close. I had maybe a slightly unfavorable matchup overall, but I think it still would have been close, and it just would have been fun to try to play against one of the best people in the game at the time, and still today one of the best people in the game.
All right, and last, what's your favorite card of all time?
Oh man. Favorite card of all time. This is not the best card of all time, but it's definitely my favorite card of all time in terms of I remember when it came out. I remember being really fun to think about. I would say Raichu from X and Y. It had an attack called Circle Circuit, that for 2 colorless energy did 20 times the amount of Pokemon on your bench. The big thing that it did at the time was it could one-hit KO an Yveltal EX for 1 attachment. Raichu's not the best card of all time. It's one of my favorite Pokemon though, and it was the backbone to the deck that carried me to my first Worlds invite. I would say that's probably overall my favorite card of all time, but that's a long list, and I would say it probably changes every day. This is Caleb. We are going to ask Caleb some interesting questions so that we can find out some fun new facts about Caleb for the people who are following along on YouTube. First question, Caleb, what is your favorite movie and why?
I'm gonna go with The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers because it's a nice long movie, good amount of action.
Nailed it. Caleb, what is one thing you wish you were better at regarding the Pokemon TCG?
I think one of my bigger weaknesses right now is I tend to underplay my hand. So if I have like a bunch of cards I should play, I tend to only play the ones that I know I need to play. But there's often times where that's come back to bite me, and I should have played more cards out of my hand that I ended up not playing. So I think I need to work on that.
It's funny you say that. I think I'm like the opposite. Number 4, Caleb, tell me your earliest memory of your time playing the Pokemon TCG.
I think my earliest memory playing the Pokemon TCG is playing Black and White Boundaries Cross theme decks with my younger sister. Got those from Target and played and tried to upgrade them. Then I went online to look at how to upgrade stuff, and then I started upgrading them too much. Then I went to a tournament.
And then you became too powerful. Caleb became too powerful with the Boundaries Cross theme decks. Last question, Caleb, what would you be doing today if you never started playing the Pokemon TCG?
Not sure. Probably would have found another hobby, probably involving gaming in some capacity. Maybe Smash Bros. As a hobby. I don't know.
That was Caleb Patton. We will be back later with more members of Team Kraken.